Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Recap. Yes Men. By Evan Valentine, published March 12, 2014. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 Episode 15 Recap. Yes Men. Evan reviews tonight's episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. starring Clark Gregg. Previously on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Skye was saved from the jaws of death by a drug taken from a blue man in a tube. Hey, it's Marvel, you knew what you were signing up for with this. In this latest episode, the Asgardian warrior Sif, played by Jamie Alexander from the Thor movie series, enters the fray to take down a rogue villainess named Lorelei Elenasatine. Can the agents stop this Asgardian from creating an army of men who've fallen under her spell? Will more be revealed about the mysterious pseudo-drive Manhattan in a tube? Stay tuned, true believers, and hit the jump for our recap of tonight's episode.
That was easy.
Collider video of the day. The Boys Season 4 casts Jeffrey Dean Morgan in recurring role. Our episode begins with Lorelei beginning her attempt to take over the world by taking control of a biker gang, and discarding her previous suitor by flinging him into a car in quite the fantastic display. From here, we pan back to the agents on the bus, looking over Skye as she recovers from the shots to her stomach, thanks to the mysterious GH325 from the previous episode. Ward discusses what Skye would like to do next, demanding that he starts training her so something like this doesn't happen to her again anytime soon. Nice interaction here as Skye is starting to realize that maybe she does need to really work on her field training if she's going to actually be shoulder to shoulder in the thick of it. Coulson continues his search for Nick Fury, but he cannot be found as his contract has not stipulated that he'll be making an appearance in this episode. Kidding. He returns to the gang to learn that an Asgardian energy signature has hit New Mexico, and they rush to the scene to discover that the Lady Sif has arrived to hunt down the rogue Asgardian Enchantress. Not the Enchantress, mind you, she's slated to potentially be in Thor 3 at the moment. Sif adds a ton to this episode, and it really ratchets up the epicness on display, as she punches and slices her way through most of the threats in her way, alongside the gang. She also makes for a nice foil for each member of the gang to interact with, which goes to show a pattern that I've noticed throughout, in that the agents play a lot better interacting with a guest star than they do with one another, as was the case when they were with Mike Peterson or the Berserker. Sif and Lorelei also add a fantastic element that I really loved from the Thor movies in the fish out of water element. These were easily some of the funniest moments in the Marvel films so far, taking stride with Robert Downey Jr.'s single quote-s performance as Tony Stark, of course, and this episode does a great job of playing that up. Lorelei asking who is the ugly old woman on the $100 bill, and Sif instantly determining how to use S.H.I.E.L.D. single quote-s computer system were great scenes, the latter of course reinforcing the difference in the Marvel movieverse that Asgard is in fact a highly technologically advanced society, rather than actual Norse gods. This scene also has a nod to Marvel fans, as this may be the very first mention of the Kree, an infamous race of blue-skinned aliens in the comics that I surmised may in fact be responsible for the Blue Man. I believe this is the very first mention of them in the Marvel movieverse, even predating Guardians of the Galaxy, where they'll play a heavy role. Image via ABC. From here, the episode follows Sif and the agents as they storm the restaurant where Lorelei is shot up, after having the ill-nicknamed Rooster, head of the biker gang, kill his screaming wife. In a well-choreographed firefight with her and trans servants, Lorelei encounters Ward and places him under her control, which seemed a tad off that he didn't shoot first and ask questions later, considering he was briefed on her abilities with the rest of the team, but that's a minor quibble. What follows this is actually a great scene, and add some much-needed internal drama that the team has been needing for a while now, as Simmons demands they tell S.H.I.E.L.D. proper about the drug and Sky's condition, and Coulson angrily refuses. This, and the soon-to-be-mentioned post-credits scene of the episode, really add some interesting future side plots to be explored and where each agent's loyalties would lie. A potential civil war, if you will. Wrapping things up, the Lorelai Ward tag team proceed to take their attack to the bus, as Lorelai proceeds to entrance all the men on board and shoots Sif out of an airlock. Sif, being Asgardian and all, doesn't bow out for the count and manages to take down Lorelai in some good old-fashioned fisticuffs as May does the same with Ward. We're then treated to Coulson and Sky determining that they're going to need to discover the origins of the ooze. Drug. Whatever behind the backs of their fellow teammates, which I'm sure will end swimmingly for them. We then pan over to Agent May, who has been listening in the whole time and calls mysterious persons unknown to tell them that Coulson knows. Most likely this is just the higher-ups at S.H.I.E.L.D. but who knows. In summation, really strong showing this week. It sowed a lot of seeds of betrayal and dissent, which I think is something that the team was desperately needing to add drama in the ranks. A few minor quibbles, but I thought it worked well overall. More episodes like this and baby, we got ourselves a stew going. Grade, B+. Agents of MIs. CELLANEA. I feel like May is going to have to start shaking people and screaming in their face, "I'm fine, damn it." Ward and I were just a one-night stand. Let IT go. Interesting wrinkle in explaining that Odin had ordered her to bring in Lorelai. If you've seen Thor 2, you know that Odin isn't exactly everything he appears to be. What kind of beast is that? They call me Rooster. The warden has extended house arrest. Ugh, horrible accent. Did you see anything peculiar? Everything was peculiar. And who is this ugly woman? That's Ben Franklin. There. A robbery of jewels. She's the best, isn't she, sir? Yup. She's something else. They sucked her out of the airlock. I'm afraid she's gone. Are you kidding? She's Asgardian. Poor thing. He's always getting knocked out, isn't he? Next week in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. S. Timeslot, ABC will air the 1-hour special, Marvel Studios, Assembling a Universe.
No. 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 No.